Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye, bye. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I highly appreciate the support, man. Hey, I'm very humbled by it. Couldn't do this without you. Swifty Blizzu is on straight up crash out mode, and I get it. You know what? In fact, I agree with it. I understand it. This dude right here, man, is so shit. Look, I thought nobody could be hated more than myself. Okay. I get a lot of hatred. I'm one of the most hated men on the West Coast when it comes to this YouTube shit, right? But I think Swifty Blue takes the cake. Fuck it, give him the cake and the candle. Frosting y todo. That guy right there gets supremely hated on all the time. Okay, he no matter what he does, there's people that are really on his bumper. Okay, and ever since that article came out from the LA Times where they alleged that an organization was involved in conspiring to do something dangerous to Swifty Blue, and that he was touched in county jail, he got stabbed, and all these different things, right? Swifty Blue's been on crash out mode. He's been screaming and yelling on social media because people have been calling him a protective custody inmate, that he was in PC. They've been smutting him up without paperwork. They've been doing a lot of things to Swifty Blue, and all roads lead to Swifty Blue. Like, people that don't even know who the fuck he is, man, or people that just heard his name, have the balls and the audacity to go on the internet, not show their face, but disrespect that man. Now, whether that man is in bad standings within his gang, or whether that man has to pay the piper eventually for whatever he did, that's his business. But there's a lot of people that are just feeling some type of way, and they feel that they could punk Swifty Blue. And he ain't going out like that. First of all, there's never been a shred or ounce of paperwork ever presented on social media that has ever painted Swifty Blue in a bad light. There's nobody that can say Swifty Blue has told on anyone, or that it's his fault that people are locked up behind his name. You know, you can't prevent or stop someone from getting on a phone, making a phone call, or feeling some type of way about you. You can prevent your actions from gaining that negativity, but you can never stop anyone from doing what they want to do. At the end of the day, just because someone else decides, hey, you got to go, or, you know, you fucked up, and they get caught up behind that man, doesn't automatically place you to blame. Swifty's getting a lot of unwarranted hatred. Now, he's been getting hatred even before this. And a lot of that was due to his big ass boca, his big corn dog mouth, right? He had a big mouth, right? He wasn't really necessarily disrespecting people, but what he was doing was he was on 6ix9ine mode without telling, right? He was trying to play the long game when it comes to social media and say some pretty outlandish shit, like checking in with him, gangland, he's the fucking face of LA, and all these different things that he was saying, and people didn't like it. Now, one thing I'll tell you for sure, Swifty Blue's a great rapper. He's probably one of the better rappers when it comes to brown people in Southern California, and that's a fact. I'll tell you right now, he's better than your boy Lefty Gunplay. He's better than your boy Tommy Gunn, Soul Gang. He's better than a lot of them cats lyrically. Maybe doesn't have the paint job that they have. Maybe doesn't have the body style that you like or whatever. But at the end of the day, nobody can deny his lyricism is better. He's a better rapper. Let's just face it, right? He has a better style. That's not why he's hated on. Because if I know one thing, Southsiders from Southern California stick together, eh? They might fight amongst each other eternally. They might go barrio for barrio warfare on the streets. But when it comes to this social media shit, most Southsiders will fucking defend each other. And I'm not talking about the ones on social media arguing like Rich Rabbit and Tommy Guns and Blanco 15 and P-Face and all these different little youngsters and new cats, right? But the majority of the cats that are in the comments are going to be Soul Gang all the way. And they're going to back up anyone that's from Southern California over anyone from Northern California or anyone else, right? So what happens? Except for Swifty Blue. He's the anomaly. It's gotten so bad that motherfuckers from down south are like, you could take him. You guys up north could have him. He's a Sulteño. He's a Southside 14er. Right? You guys could have him. They don't want Swifty Blue. And it's because Swifty Blue gained the wrong attention at the wrong time. Now, it's understandable for people not to like him. And if there, in fact, was a hit on him or there was a green light placed on his head, do you really honestly think that if Swifty Blue told on people that he would be running around all around Southern California the way he does with Jenny 6ix9ine, with all these youngsters at your local 7-Eleven, at your taquerias, with taqueros in his backyard, do you think that he would literally be running around Southern California, allowed to exist in Southern California on that soil for this long? Nah, homie, it doesn't work that way. Does it snow in LA? You know what I'm saying? Does Swifty get a Via Placa? Chale. It doesn't work that way. He would have been gotten got. Now, I remember when they first were talking about he got stabbed in the county, the first thing I thought was a chequeada. Because, see, I've been around enough Southsiders to understand that if they put a knife in you, Holmes, 9 times out of 10, it's over. Scratch pad, launch pad, McQuack. They McQuack you. You don't get time to fucking come back and tell on anyone or say who did it. Next thing you know, there's a cop with keys jingling carrying you up out of there. So when he got scratched up, I said, there ain't no way 2 or 3 Southsiders got off in the LA County Jail and didn't end this Vato's career. This must have been a simple chequeada. They wanted to scratch him a little bit to let him know, shut the fuck up, stupid. That's usually how that goes, right? Again, I wasn't there, man. I'm just giving you guys a brief description and can only give you my perspective on how I would think it would be having done time around some real Sureños and Southside hitters, right? On them fucking yards in Corcoran and Susanville and Tracy. Well, not Tracy. We were in reception. They were kept separately. But several other prisons, right? Obviously, if you've done time around Southsiders and Sureños, then you know exactly what I'm saying is facts. It's how they get down. So I thought, okay, it's a little chequeada. That fool had that coming based upon, man, he was out there fucking making noise with all this check-in stuff and whatever. Well, right now, Swifty's on crash out mode. Okay, lately, you've been seeing him yell on the internet, screaming because people are disrespecting him, and you can only take so much. You can't expect a person, especially a Vato who's been in the mix, who's been in the streets, who has homeboys in a barrio, who has people around him, and people are calling him a rat, and they're calling him a PC case, and they're calling him all this without due process, without paperwork. They're blaming him for others getting locked up behind him, you know, when that dude had no bearing over it. And with all this disrespect, he's clapping back, and he's starting to go to crash out mode. In fact, he's already there. Okay. I look at Swifty and I see a good guy. I see a guy that has made some poor choices, but wants to just do his own thing, wants to make his music. Is probably wondering, and probably sits down on the toilet at night looking at the mirror wondering, why the fuck does everyone else get all this love? Why does this dude Tommy Guns from Northern California or the Central Valley, because he's not going to say Northern California, but I don't give a fuck what you say till every county is up north, right? Because they definitely claim it. How's this guy come to Southern California and get all this love? You know what I'm saying? How do all these dudes like Chito Ranas from Sac, all the way up in Sac, get all this love, right? Come with the northern haircut y todo, and that fat motherfucker get all the love, right? And a dude right there homegrown in the LA area, Paramount, right? Gangland, can't get no love. Maybe there's a lot of hatred going on there, or maybe he just did say too much. He just bumped his baking soda breath. Doesn't mean he told on anyone. Doesn't mean he's a snitch. You can't call someone that without giving them their due process. You know, that's what's wrong with these kids and these youngsters in this era nowadays. Everyone's quick to point fingers and tell on people. You know, you're telling on someone that you don't even know what they did. You're quick to say, oh, that fool's a rata. That fool's no good. Oh, I heard. You're doing a lot of I hearding. You're telling a lot of what you heard. If you know the Vato is not in good standings, if you know the Vato is on the verge of getting got, why the fuck are you talking about it on the internet? Why don't you just and watch what happens? Get you some popcorn, eh? Some Orville Redenbacher, A lot of these motherfuckers don't even remember them commercials. Too old school for them, right? But that's a fact. Just sit back and watch it all play out rather than talking about it on social media and saying, oh, you're no good, homie. There's a green light on you or you're going to get got. Well, you're already fucking putting your own peoples in a position to never get out or never be able to make a movida as long as you keep on speaking on it. That's the truth. Anyways, Swifty's on crash out mode. What happened this weekend? I would have fucking crashed out too. So what happens this weekend is everybody knows that Swifty is from where he says he's from. There's no denying it. He's from his neighborhood. Whether or not he lives actually in his neighborhood, I'm sure he still frequents it. And one of the main reasons he frequents it is he has familia. See, we all do. That's like people that are saying, hey, Gun, you'll never come back to California. Oh, and not see my grandma or my tias or my primos? Come on, bro. You bumped your fucking head, stupid. I'd rather die than not see my grandmother. Okay? And if that's what it comes to, then that's what it comes to. But I'm going to see my family. I got a lot of family in Northern California, Southern California. I'm not going to announce to the world, hey, guess what? I'm going to Modesto tomorrow or Turlock or Merced or Livas or Wilmas or Compton or Linwood or Long Beach. I'm not going to tell everybody that. But when I get there, I got there. Okay? Swifty's Jefita lives in his area, his neighborhood. And some young gang members decided that it would be the cool thing to do. Instead of catching, or excuse me, did I say Lefty? I meant Swifty. Instead of catching Swifty's people, or Swifty, or not his people, because his people ain't did shit, but sometimes, man, the people could suffer the repercussions of your wrath, right? But instead of pulling up and waiting, knowing, hey, this vault will be around here, this is his Fita's pad. See, everyone in these towns are not big. Like in Southern California, LA's big, but all the little surrounding towns are not very big. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows who lives there. Everybody knows Swifty lives in Paramount, right? So they could have easily sat down on his pad and said, you know, this fucking fat fucker's going to pull up one day. And when he does, I'm feeling this type of way because this is how I'm feeling. Now, again, no one can dictate your program and make you feel how you want to feel. If you want to think that Swifty did something bad and he's a rat and he's this and that, who's to say fucking you ain't right or wrong, right? So no one, again, can tell you what to do. It works both ways. But there's ways, as in this gangster lifestyle in the streets, to handle your business. But no, lo and behold, guess what these motherfuckers did? Rather than catching him slipping and doing the thing, they went to his fucking Jefita's house and they spray painted on the fence, right? They disrespected him on the fence, spray painted their neighborhood, crossed out his hood, and all these different things that they did. Now, whether this was based upon what people say on social media about Swifty, or this was some real life shit, motherfuckers gang banging on him or feeling, you know, hood shit, doesn't matter. They went to his Jefita's pad and they spray painted. So Swifty pulls up and what does he do? He's disgruntled. He's pissed. It's Jefita's pad, right? So rather than crossing these guys out and making more noise, he just breaks out a bucket of paint and paints over it, right? Because he doesn't want the neighbors and the negative energy that comes with it. Now, I'll say this to Swifty. This shit happens when you're gangbanging. You know, when you're painting your body and displaying all this graffiti all over your body, because that's literally what we're doing when we're getting tattoos. Those of us that are getting neighborhoods tattooed on us and X3s and X4s and 3 dots and 4 dots and all this Huelga birds and Soul Gang and all these different things that we're getting, we're using our body as a canvas to display our aria, right? Like what Cholo Juan says. That's what we're doing. So don't be mad or upset when someone comes to your area and they spray paint all over the wall and they cross you out if they know that's your spot. Regardless of the fact, though, that's how it is in the gang lifestyle, man. I remember they used to try to come in our neighborhood and spray paint, and it was all bad. We felt some type of way. That's one thing in a gang members. They have a lot of pride in their barrio, a lot of pride in their hood, a lot of pride in their little hood store, their hood park, whatever you guys got that you claim, right? And you don't like the enemigos coming over and spray painting in your shit. That's the ultimate disrespect. Not only that, it paints a bad light onto your little hood. Because one thing about barrios, they're well maintained, most of them. There's a lot of Norteño barrios and Southsider barrios that you'll cruise through, and it's nice. And I know people expect shit to be hood. They expect shit to be all broken down and boarded up, like Fresno, boarded windows and shit. They expect rats and roaches and shiesty approaches, and they expect fucking crank in the streets and R's and all that. But it ain't like that usually in barrios. You'll see some nice roses, some old viejita watering her grass, some fucking paleta man feeling comfortable because he's around a gang of Mexicanos. This is how it is. Okay? Hoods are taken care of. You take care of your barrio. if you have any pride in your shit. Anyways, they spray paint fucking Swifty's mom's house. He comes, he's painting it over. Well, somewhere out of the blue, this fucking youngster who allegedly painted pulls up to Swifty's pad as he's painting or as he's out there. I don't know if he was expecting the clown, thought Swifty was going to bitch up and be some type of sucker man, but Swifty ran up on him and tried to do the motherfucking Superman on him. Superman punch. And that dude pushed off. Now, somehow, some way, there's, I don't know if this is the actual guy that spray painted Swifty's mom's pad, but it's being alleged that he was involved, right? And it's also being alleged that he cruised by several times making bold and vulgar gestures towards Swifty. Swifty ain't no sucker, man. You know, when you push someone into a corner, they have fight or flight. And if someone's in a corner, there's nowhere to run. They're going to fucking come out swinging. You know, Swifty's already on crash out mode. Now you're fucking with this Jefita. Now you're fucking with this Peoples. Now you're spray painting his pad. Where else can he go but down or up or forward, right? And so there's actually literally video. I couldn't use the video because it's not mine. But there was a video that was put out there that shows, I think you can go to Crazy Hood Media or one of those other cats that drops videos like that. And you could see Swifty having a conversation with this dude. And this dude looks a little shook up. Swifty's checking him. Swifty literally tries to get to the car door and open it to get at him. Like, what's up, bro? And that fool pulls off and leaves his own father. His father was with them. Maybe he was showing his father, oh, look, we spray painted. That's where that fool Swifty does. See, that's what happens. People go back to the scene of the crime. You do something and you're so stupid, you go back. How do I know I did the same shit and I went to jail behind it? I beat some dude up on live, on social media, and like a dumbass, I had to double back, circle back, and the motherfucker told the cops, there he is. They got my license plate next door or next day, opened up my door, guns and badges, blue suits, and white guys. And one particular black dude that tried to sock me, and he was a cop. That's just how it goes. So, you know, usually when a crime happens, people are going to go back because they want to see the drama unfold, the chaos that they've created. So somehow along the line, this guy pulled up, was showing his feet or whatever. And look, hey, that's Swifty right there. Swifty's already painting. And Swifty's already pissed. It's hot. He's painting. His shirt's off. He's sweaty. You know what I'm saying? And Swifty felt some type of way. He's on crash out mode. So I'm going to advise you guys this, man. For those that are fucking with Swifty or don't care, you know, you can't spray paint his Jefita's house or talk shit to him on the internet or disrespect this man without giving him his due process or really having paperwork on him and then bitch up whenever fucking it comes time to handle business because Swifty fucking made motherfuckers look bad, bro. I also seen another clip, right, where Swifty's at the pool. It looks like he's at some resort or some apartment complex. I don't know where the fuck he's swimming at. You know what I'm saying? You got to check in with them, I guess. And he's got his shirt all off and he looks like a fucking bowl of jello and he's walking and some dude this cameraman is disrespecting Swifty. And the time, this is how clickbaity shit is, man, nowadays. So many people want to disrespect this dude and make him look bad. He's probably minding his own fucking business with his kids or doing his own thing, right? But this dude sees him and is like, oh, look, there's Swifty Blue. And he puts on the title, Swifty Blue gets punked. But if you really look close, he was saying some awkward shit to Swifty, and Swifty comes up and slaps the camera out of his fucking hand, or slaps him right in the face, or the camera out here. But they made it look like he got slapped. But if you look, it was Swifty that did the slapping and the attacking. And you can see by the manners and the gestures of Swifty and the eyes that Swifty's fucking upset. Someone's playing with this guy. They're gonna get caught up, man. They're gonna get caught up fucking with this dude. Here's the big kicker, right? Look, none of us know exactly what Swifty did to get in bad standings, if that's the case. Okay, and this is Sureño and Southsider business. It actually is. Me, I don't claim North or South, man, so I'm just bringing you guys some real. I drop the real, man. When it comes to the raza, you know what I'm saying? If someone is in the right or wrong, I'm going to put it out there by my perspective, right? It doesn't matter. I got a lot of Southsider homies that fuck with your boy, period. Family that are Southside. It's just the way it is with me. I got a lot of love for the Sur gang and North and all that, right? Bulldogs, they know. Say Swifty did mess up or didn't. Say he cleaned it up already or he didn't. Whatever the case may be, you're running around fucking with him. You're going to fuck around and get locked up, and they're going to ask you, hey, what are you here for? Oh, man, I got that full Swifty. I ran up on him. I spray painted his mom's house. Hey, don't even trip, man. He was with his kid, and I tried to slap him and shit. Yeah. Why, eh? That's a good homeboy right there. What? I thought he was. You fucking watch the internet too much, esse. And now it's all bad for you. Look, the gang lifestyle and the criminal world and behind them walls ain't what you know. Believe me, it's never what you think. It's always polar opposite. So make sure that before you're one of these little aggressors disrespecting people and yelling, that you fucking have your aces, You're in your hand, that you know what you're talking about. You know, you guys are going to fuck around and mess with this dude Swifty and turn him into a straight up crash dummy. And he's going to feel threatened, and he's going to feel like he has to do something. Now, again, if he is in bad stands, whatever, that's his hood's business and those that matters business. And they will deal with that accordingly. But all you dudes bumping baking soda breath on the doors on the internet, talking about, hey, Swifty, you're a rata. Show him the paperwork. He says he's got 10,000 out for you. Anyways, with that being said, shout out to Swifty Blue, man. I ain't got no disrespect towards Swifty Blue. I've always liked Swifty, man. I like his music, you know, and that's just the way it is. Anyways, I got content giving content piggyback rides. We're going to the old school today. Guard! It's menudo time. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. If you guys can say one thing that I said in this video that ain't real, I don't know, maybe I'll give you a hug or something. The gun.